I'm Scott Farber of GBCTV.net. My guest today is Jason Early from Regions Bank. And Jason, I've got so many questions for you, I don't even know where to start during this
Okay.
pandemic. So let me just start it off. Are people still paying mortgages? Are they having trouble with it?
Oh yeah, Scott, absolutely. I mean, it is a matter of sometimes robbing Peter to pay Paul, because a lot of Americans right now, income is interrupted. Then that also affects their ability to pay their monthly liabilities. And mortgage, of course, their top priority. Housing, shelter is important for all Americans. So we have a number of clients daily who are seeking temporary deferment for their loan products, mortgage being one of those, on a daily basis.
So the banks are working with people then.
Yeah, yes, sir. We at Regions are doing standard on most clients a 90-day deferment, where a customer can have their payment suspended for 90 days, no interest during that time occurs, and then at the end of the 90 days, they go to then just a traditional payment, not a balloon payment, to where you have to pay those 3 months that were deferred all at one time in a lump payment. So yes, sir.
Okay. Now, the loans we hear so much about for corporations and small businesses, are those making a difference, or are those just going to be like a 2 or 3 month band-aid? What do you think?
So it's definitely going to make a difference. We believe that the ability for businesses, number one, to try to retain staff, or cover overhead for their rent, or their lease payment, to stay open. Now it is a help and a band-aid at the same time. But since this is so unprecedented, we none of us know how long this thing is really going to last. We know the governor in Texas has lifted the stay-at-home orders, to a certain extent, 25% of capacity in most restaurants now. But I mean, you think of most businesses are going to be able to sustain themselves on a 25% operating kick. They're going to need, much more than that to be able to, turn a profit.
Right. The on the PPP, the Paycheck Protection Program, that's
Mhm.
so popular and we see so much on the TV. But then we heard about the big corporations kind of swooping in and grabbing up a lot of that money. Is that being controlled better now? Are the small businesses getting their monies now?
Yeah, absolutely. Very happy to say, on that first round. So, April 3rd, Congress rolled out during the CARES Act that $349 billion was the original amount allocated for the program. Well, then I had to print to make sure I had some good numbers. A lot of that initial funding went to the Lakers. I mean, it went to a lot of companies that you wouldn't have expected the money was intended for. But
Right.
now this next set, Scott, on April 24th, they enacted the CARES enhancement law, which added another $310 billion to that program. And now
Right.
a lot of local small businesses are receiving funds. A lot of restaurants who we have locally in Plano, and even some businesses in Dallas, we're seeing real customers we know receive funding into their accounts. So the second round has definitely been more targeted for the small businesses, as opposed to the large corporations who didn't need it.
Now, let me ask you a question. I mean, right now you're so calm and knowledgeable for us and giving us the information. How is the stress level during the day for you, though? Actually,
Oh man. I mean, so you and I have talked. It's hard, because as much success as we're having now, Scott, to where clients are receiving funding, there's going to be a lot of hard conversations we have really this week coming up, because people is no longer going to be your applications being processed and we'll be contacting you. It's going to be decline letters going out, and those decline letters will state the reason why people are not going to receive funding. And then for a lot of businesses, we know, if they don't receive funding, they may not come back. So it's very hard to explain something to someone on the other side of the phone, and they're emotional, or they're calling consistently about status updates, and wanting to, talk with higher folks at corporate to try to get theirs pushed through. When honestly, sometimes there's nobody at corporate to talk to. This thing is being worked through a centralized underwriting system, which basically means it is being worked on a very strict guideline. There's no magic man or woman to talk to about it. You got to just kind of get it in. So it's hard. It's hard. That's
Right.
why I wanted to step outside to talk to you, because the phone rings literally every about 4 or 5 minutes at the
Well,
branch.
that's what I was going to say. I was going to say that you're in your car doing this because you said I got to leave the office or we'll be interrupted nonstop.
Yeah,
So
absolutely. I wouldn't have been able to do it. I was going to try to step into the conference room, but even that was going to result in someone calling for me, and my branch members coming to grab me to speak with them, which is fine, but it wasn't going to lend well to this conversation.
now, in the industry itself, have you guys ever discussed amongst yourself when this might end? And when I say end, I'm talking about the financial situation in the country, when it'll
Um,
start to feel normal or get back to normal.
So from corporate leadership, we really don't have a date, honestly. Regions, of course, being an essential business, has not closed, or we haven't missed a day. Our operation daily has changed, being that the lobby is closed but by appointment only, and the drive-through is not open. So since we are able to still service customers for the most part, um, there's not a date that we are forecasting that we figure the world will truly open back up. You
Right.
listen to some economists; they think it could be another, 8 to 10 months before we get back to regular operating procedures, to where businesses are open completely. So, corporate wise, we're kind of just abiding by CDC guidelines and kind of being very, very week to week, day to day, because they're giving us no specified date for normalcy.
Right. But you are trying to work with clients, on their personal needs anyway, to try to help them get through.
Oh,
Forgetting
absolutely.
all of these business plans and whatnot, if somebody just calls you on the phone and says, Jason, I need help to get my mortgage this month, you guys are trying to figure out ways to help them.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay.
Absolutely.
Well, Jason, thanks, man. I really appreciate you coming on with us today.
Hey, Scott, anytime. Again, I know I'm gonna try to have a good setup in my background, all, but I said if I just I know the office too well. I said if I don't step outside and take this call, it wasn't gonna happen. I didn't want to let you down. So very happy to
Well,
do
I appreciate that. When you go back in, they're probably going to say, "Where have you been hiding for the last 10 minutes?"
it. We've been looking for you. Got 10 calls to return.
Thanks so much for watching. Please make sure you like and subscribe right here to our YouTube channel. And if you enjoyed, please share with your friends. And if you want to see our collection of thousands of stories told by the people who live them, please head on over to gbctv.net. Thanks so much.